And joining us for more is Georgia Congressman and a member on the Energy and Commerce Committee and House Budget Committee, Buddy Carter. Congressman, good morning. Welcome. Can you tell us a little bit about the fair tax? What are we looking for here?
Well, first of all, we could very well make this the last tax day that we ever have by simply going to the fair tax, which is nothing more than a consumption tax. People don't like taxes. I mean, no one likes an income tax, a payroll tax, or a property tax. But given the choice between a consumption tax and a property tax or an income tax, they would much prefer a consumption tax because they're in control. In a consumption tax, you're in control. You get to decide what you're going to pay taxes for. Not only that, but it captures the entire economy. Everybody purchases things, including drug dealers, including those who are here illegally. They purchase things, and therefore they're going to be paying the tax. This way, everybody participates. This way, you decide how much you're going to pay in taxes. No more filling out forms, no more tax day, no more having to deal with the IRS. In fact, we can abolish the IRS by simply going to the fair, simple, much preferred tax.
Look, Congressman, I'm not going to lie here. This sounds like an absolute dream if I didn't have to fill out all of those forms. As I mentioned, I'm new to this country and I found it just went all over my head. I had no idea what I was doing. I just had to get an accountant and say, can you just deal with this for me? But anyway, HR1 is the new bill which will help lower the cost of energy by increasing America's production here. Can you take us through what this would do?
Well, what it would do is essentially two things. First of all, it would increase the production and the exportation of energy here in America. Let's keep in mind that before this administration took office a little over 2 years ago, we actually had energy independence and we had energy dominance. Well, day one, this administration attacked American energy, attacked fossil fuels, declared war on fossil fuels. And I would submit to you that the problems we're having in our economy are a direct result of that. The price of gasoline went up, and therefore inflation went up, and therefore interest rates went up, and therefore we have the mess that we have in our economy right now. That's one thing it's going to do. The other thing it's going to do is going to streamline the regulatory process, which is so very vital and which right now is just crushing our businesses. So if we can do those two things, increase the production and exportation of energy and then streamline the regulatory process, we can get back to lowering energy costs, having energy independence in this country that is so vital to our national security.
Congressman, President Biden already said he would veto the bill. Why is America being energy independent so important? Can you just explain to our viewers what energy independence really does for the United States?
What it does is we're no longer dependent on adversarial countries for our energy needs. Right now, yeah, we're having to depend on other countries and on dictators that we should not have to depend on. We have all the energy we need in this country right here. All we've got to do is just to start using it, to start using our resources that we have an abundance of here in this country. And therefore, we will not be dependent on adversarial countries, on dictatorships. And that's why we need that. We need energy independence. We need pharmaceutical independence. We need food independence. Look, we need to work with our allies to make sure that countries like China and Russia don't have us literally over a barrel.
Well, Congressman, thank you so much for being with us this morning. We appreciate your input.
Thank you.